I'm Mackenzie Sherburne. I'm a teaching artist at the Denver Center in the Education Department. I believe in the spring, the head of the Education Department, Allison Watrous, was talking about creating a more interactive National Endowment for the Arts workshop. The Denver Center receives a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts, which helps make the production possible, and it also makes it possible for us to go out to schools and do pre-show workshops for all of them, which we offer to all schools, but we created a very special workshop for this specific one. I think she came up with the idea of using Twelfth Night to start the conversation about gender roles, because in As You Like It, Rosalind dresses as a man, and she's treated differently when she's dressed as a man and when she's dressed as a woman. And in Twelfth Night, Viola does the same thing. Rachel Taylor's one of the teaching artists as well. Outside of doing theater, she is an amazing artist and just built these beautiful puppets. So it's me and 3 puppets. I think Shakespeare can be confusing, and I think it just helps to have the different characters. And because it's just me going out, I think it's the best way of doing that. I go into the classroom and I do a 15-minute condensed version of Twelfth Night, which was adapted by Stephen Cole Hughes.
Husband! Her husband, sirrah? No, my lord, not I. What? What? What?
I talk about how the play was written about 400 years ago and whether we still see men dressing as women, women dressing as men. And we'll talk about that and just kind of break that down, why. And it'll lead into conversations with the kids about what is easy and what is challenging about being female, what is easy, what is challenging about being male. And then they'll work in groups to talk a little bit more about those. And then I'll just open it up to the class and say, well, what surprised you about this conversation? My job is not to bring an agenda in. It's just to start the conversation and just talking about the difference between biological sex and gender, and that those definitions are literally expanding right now. All of the workshops, they were completely engaged for the whole hour and just kept the conversation going. I had a teacher email me and say that 3 of his students stayed after and talked about gender roles until 6 o'clock one night. The fact that students are able to come and see Shakespeare or theater in general is just another way of getting them interested in not only the arts, but in reading, in asking questions. I think it's great that the students get to come and see a full play, but I also think it's interesting to have them have a little taste of what it's going to be like in their classroom beforehand and kind of investigate that and then have them see the whole thing. So I know they've been reading it before, but then to see a little performance of Shakespeare and then to see a full performance and to get to ask the actors questions I think it's just awesome.